hello, I'm the Media Wiz, because one art form wasn't enough, and Merry Christmas, everybody. So, I get a lot of requests to do videos talking about certain things, and for the most part I was able to do a lot of those requests that people have given to me. But there's some stuff that I just feel like I don't want to make a video about, whether it be because I feel the subject has been done to death, or I have no opinion on it, or some other reason. But today, I'm going to break that rule, and I'm going to, as a special Christmas gift from me to you, I'm going to go over all the stuff I've been requested that I haven't done a full video on. This is the Media Wiz Requestathon Extravaganza Bonanza. Yeah, let's get started, shall we? There's a reason I never did a full video about Food Fight. I feel like everyone else has summarized why it sucks perfectly before I have. JonTron, Nostalgia Critic, Media Hunter, I Hate Everything, Hunter, Digital Disasters, and everyone else who's reviewed it. The weird adult themes from sexual imagery to Nazi imagery, horrendous animation, stiff voice acting, terrible food puns, backwards continuity, and the fact that they wanted this to be a franchise is hilariously sad. So yeah, Food Fight sucks. As for Batman and Robin, so many people are divided on this one. Some people say it's hilarious, other people say it's horrible. Me personally, I just find it baffling. The acting is over the top, especially from Arnold Schwarzenegger as Mr. Freeze. The dialogue is over the top. It's like they wanted to make a silly tribute to the 60s Adam West Batman, but it's a weak tribute if that's what they were going for. With that said, if you want something to mock, it's an amazing movie to riff. I guess you can call Batman and Robin a masterpiece. The Sharknado series started strong, but then I feel it kind of wore out its welcome. It started off kind of like Airplane, in which it was funny because they were taking everything so damn seriously. After the second one, I definitely sensed that Sci-Fi was trying to milk this franchise dry for all it was worth, especially considering that they have a fifth one on the way. If you want my honest preference, watch the first two. Sharknado 3 and beyond, you can easily skip. If you want a more in-depth look at these movies, either watch them yourselves or look at the reviews other people have done of them. Fantastic Four 2015 is kind of like Batman and Robin in that some people find it funny, other people find it to be a horrible comic book film. Me personally, I was just bored or just dumbfounded at how stupid it was. Say what you want about the 2005 movie or even the Roger Corman one, those were more lively and entertaining. This one is just one I wanted to sleep through. Also, why did they make Dr. Doom look like a plasma ball you get at Spencer's? As for The Host, Mortal Instruments, and Beautiful Creatures, they're all knockoffs of Twilight. They all suck the teat of the Twilight franchise by copying obvious aspects from the teen love triangles and other worldly creatures. But instead of vampires and werewolves, we've got aliens, demons, and ghosts. As for The Host, it has weird lines, stilted acting, and a romance that falls kind of on the abusive side, what with one guy being slapped around a ton, like it's some kind of weird abusive relationship fantasy. And while the alien concept is kinda neat, we really don't focus on it that much, and we focus on the boring, lame-ass love story. Same thing can be said about Mortal Instruments. It's a movie that's about an underground society of teens who kill demons, and we focus on hokey romance teen love story. What the hell? My advice, steer clear of this movie, and watch Adam J's epic film fail of it. It's so much better. And as for Beautiful Creatures, it's not even creative. It's a ghost that falls in love with a mortal. The movie Ghost did this way better. We don't need a crappy Twilight knockoff of it, thank you. And lastly, we've got Christmas Story 2. I still think it's the worst Christmas movie I've ever seen that isn't surviving Christmas. Considering how much I love the original, this one is just botched. Worse than Home Alone 4 ever could be, in my opinion. This movie feels like a mixture of a bad TV movie and a desperate copy and paste of the original, minus the charm. The entire time I was watching this, I went, hey, I can be watching the original instead. And a movie should never do that. The production is cheap, the actors are just hamming it the hell up, the story elements are just straight taken from the original. It's just the definition of a horrible copy-paste sequel. Screw this movie. Nightmare on Elm Street 2, Freddy's Revenge, is to Elm Street what A New Beginning was for Friday the 13th. But hey, at least that one had a guy killing people with a hockey mask on. For a majority of this movie, people talk about Freddy, but he shows up by like the third act of the movie. And they don't even keep continuity with the first one. Freddy busts out of some dude's chest like a face hugger and then kills a bunch of people in real life instead of people's dreams. And guess how they kill him in this one? They kill him with the power of love. Is this Care Bears? Is this a Huey Lewis song? No. If it was, then it'd be good. It's sad that Freddy's Dead, which had Freddy kill someone with a power glove, looks like a better sequel in comparison. As for the Five Nights at Freddy's series, I'll lay it down like this. I feel the same way about FNAF like I do Sharknado. I started off really liking it, but then I just fell out of interest the more it grew. By the 4th game, I lost all sense of caring that I had, and now we've got FNAF World, a book, a movie on the way, and now the sister location games. It's just too much for me. But hey, it's not the worst franchise out there, and I definitely get why people like it. Easily the best thing about Five Nights at Freddy's, say it with me, is Markiplier's Let's Plays. Gen Z is a now defunct web series that basically is the plot to Drawn Together if it pandered to college campus liberals. It's an animated series that has a diverse cast of the transgender woman, the black man, the white man, and the Asian woman living under one roof. The biggest problem is that it tries way too hard to be funny.
I'm giving my answer in a free-form poem.
Make it a quick haiku.
It's a sacrifice, but I cannot live at home, so the answer is... shit.
I ain't gonna pop you in the dick.
Yo!
Let me get this out of the way up top. I hate people.
These are my Iggy Azaleas, and these are my Azalea Banks. Let's not confuse them, okay?
Look, yes, we do need diversity in the entertainment industry, but having minorities with no personality outside of being that one feels pandering. Just having a minority with no character whatsoever doesn't equal equality. It just means you have a token character. Also, I find it really weird that this show is supposed to be for the crowd who don't like offensive humor, and yet they put this joke in.
You've shown us more crappy apartments than Bill Cosby drug dates.
Puppy Monkey Baby. Just show the full commercial.
Man, I might just chill tonight.
Puppy Monkey Baby. 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 Puppy Monkey Baby.
Mountain Dew Kickstart. Dew, juice, caffeine.
Puppy Monkey Baby.
I don't get it. The Purge 3 election year trailer, specifically the trailer, is decent. I like the original Purge trailer, and I felt the same vibe watching this one. I could complain, oh, they're bringing politics into my movies, but it's actually an interesting concept for a Purge sequel, or at least from what the trailer portrays. A politician wants to take away the Purge, but when Purge night comes, everyone is after her, including these Suicide Squad rejects and these Insane Clown Posse fans right here. They even have a scene in a church where people are okay with murder during the Purge because it's for the greater good, like it's Hot Fuzz or some crap. Also, the fact that they end the trailer with Make America Great Again is incredibly ironic considering, recent events. And now, the worst song of the year, Worse Than No by Meghan Trainor, even worse than I Play Pokemon Go Every Day. Ladies and gentlemen, it's Sweatshirt by Jacob Sartorius. Sartorius, for some of you who somehow don't know, is the next viral pop star, next to Justin Bieber, Rebecca Black, and the Hot Problem Chicks. He has other songs, but this is his most infamous. As far as the lyrics go, it's pretty much the exact same thing as Baby by Bieber.
You know I can always be that guy. You can think about me all night long, but I think you need something to think of me. Something that will keep you warm and show you we can be more than just this.
The instrumental is pretty stock with the guitar strings in the background, but I will admit, I actually kind of like the bubblegum pop thing they were going for during the chorus.
Sweatshirt, and you can tell your friends we'll be together till the end. Girl, you can wear my sweatshirt.
As for the music video, hell, again, it's the same thing as Baby, with Sartorius trying to pick a girl who's just not interested in him. Unoriginal, bland, manufactured as hell. Yeah, this song sucks. So Adam requested that I look at most of the popular cartoon shows that are going on Disney Channel, Cartoon Network, and Nickelodeon. Starting with Wander Over Yonder. That was a pretty good show. Sucks that it didn't last that long. Really nothing to say. It was probably like one of the best Craig McCracken shows we've had in a while since Foster's. Star vs. the Forces of Evil. I really like this show a lot. I'm kind of bummed. I mean, it has a decent amount of buzz, but I don't really see it as much as other ones. Adventure Time. Love this show. It's really good. Don't really watch as much as I used to, though. I probably need to catch up on it. Regular show. It's going to be ending soon, but I remember looking at the promos, not wanting to see this, but it's actually pretty good. Steven Universe, good show, but I don't know, the fan base has some problems, and yeah, it's one of those. It's a great show, it's really good, but I don't know, there's I don't know. That and because I keep hearing so much about it too. Everywhere I go, it's like overexposure kind of kills stuff for me. We Bare Bears. This show has bears in it. That's all I can really say. Yeah. Harvey Beaks, pretty good show. It's from the guy who did Chowder. If you like Chowder, which I did, I really do like this show. It pretty much has like a lot of the same traits as Chowder does. And then there's The Loud House. The Loud House is really good. It's kind of like Gen Z, except it actually happened. And it's good. Yeah. It's a bunch of different people living in one house. And it's actually pretty good. And it's going to get a second season soon. Out of all of these shows, my personal favorite is Star vs. Forces of Evil. Because when I first became aware of this show, I had no idea what it was. And because no one really talked about it. Like, everywhere I went, no one really talked about it that much. And whenever I brought it up, people were like, oh yeah, that show. But then I finally watched it, I'm like, wow, this show is really good. It's got great animation, great characters, great humor. I just think I don't want to say underrated, but out of all these shows, like, I hear about this one the least. And kind of bums me out, so yeah, out of all of these, I think Star vs. the Force of Evil is my personal favorite. I like all of them for the most part, but I don't know. This one in particular is like my personal choice. My Summer Story is the underrated sequel to A Christmas Story, and unlike Christmas Story 2, the original crew came back, for the most part. Gene Shepard, the writer, and Bob Clark, the director, came back to retell the story of Ralphie's summer adventures. For the most part, it flows like the original movie did in terms of story structure. Even though it isn't the original cast of actors, the actors that they have this time around do a pretty good job in the roles, acting like actual people, more than that sequel that we will no longer mention from this point forward. Sure, this movie's not as good as the original, but honestly, it deserves more credit than it gets. My Summer Story is a sequel I'd recommend for at least once. The Ewoks cartoon is one of the most pointless things ever made. It was pretty well established that the Ewoks are one of the lamer aspects of Star Wars, but since Care Bears was popular, they decided to make a cartoon show that's basically Care Bears with a fresh coat of Star Wars paint. It's stupid, cheap, pandering, and it's regarded as one of the dumbest things in the Star Wars franchise, for good reason. Archer is one of the best adult cartoons around, alongside South Park and Rick and Morty. This show is the ultimate spy comedy. To me, I think it's a raunchy animated equivalent of Get Smart. The characters are memorable and quotable, the animation is smooth, it's like butter. Lines are insanely quotable, Archer is awesome. Archer Vice, that was pretty meh. Also, it's going to be ending soon. Well, all good things must come to an end. And some things should just end right now. Cough, SpongeBob, cough. Avengers Earth's Mightiest Heroes is good. There's really nothing to say on this one. Disney's animated superhero shows are usually good, and this one's no exception. If you like Marvel and animation, yeah, it's good. It's good, there you go. Family Guy Volume 1 is a book adaptation of 2 episodes from Season 1, I Am Peter, Hear Me Roar, and Death's a Bitch. The book does a really good job adaptating 2 episodes in comic book format, kinda like that Ed, and Eddie book that I reviewed a while back in summer. Good thing they adapted good episodes. Then again, this came out in 2004, so this was back before Family Guy's decline. So Gus Lee requested that I look at the Powerpuff Girls 2016 reboot. In all honesty, this is a very mediocre show in my opinion. I don't think it's as good as the original. It's not the worst thing ever. It's not Brothers Grunt levels of bad, but all honesty, the thing that kills it for me is how they pull a gem into holograms and they try way too hard to refer to modern culture like lingo and twerking and white girl rapping. Like, they have white girl rapping in Powerpuff Girls 2016. That, just no. Like, you know what this show reminds me of? It reminds me of the later seasons of Powerpuff Girls, like the last season or so, or like the last 2 seasons of Dexter's Lab. I honestly feel that the show's on par with that. That it's not the worst thing ever. It's watchable. It's just forgettable as hell. I feel the same way about Yu-Gi-Oh! That I do about Pokemon, in that when I was younger, I used to, like, love it, but now I'm just sort of a casual fan of it. I definitely do check in from time to time on the franchise, check out some of the merchandise, some of the episodes, go back and watch some of the older stuff. I still have some of my old Pokemon Yu-Gi-Oh! Stuff from back in the day, but for the most part, I wouldn't say I'm the world's biggest fan of it. I don't hate it or anything, it's just, I don't know, I kind of lost touch with it over time, but with that said, Yu-Gi-Oh! Is definitely good, and same with Pokemon. Yeah, to give this one a full critique, yeah, I like Yu-Gi-Oh! Yu-Gi-Oh's pretty good. The show is pretty good from the first generation when I watched. Yu-Gi-Oh! Abridged is great, the merchandise is obviously off the charts, the fandom for Yu-Gi-Oh! Is still going strong. Yeah, I like Yu-Gi-Oh! Turbo Kid is an awesome movie. It's an independent Canadian sci-fi post-apocalyptic story about an unnamed kid who lives by his lonesome in a wasteland, run over by a tyrannical prick named Zeus. He eventually gears up and dresses like his favorite comic book idol, Turbo Man, and goes on a journey to stop Zeus, along with an Australian cowboy named Frederick and a robot girl named Apple. A nickname for this movie that was given by my fellow reviewer Jaime Tude is Millennial Mad Max, which I think sums up the movie well. The scenery and plot is very Mad Max-esque, but it has its own charm to it as well. A lot of the charm comes from geek culture, like 80s technology, comic books, the music, you name it. As cheap as some of the effects are in the movie, they look pretty good for the most part, especially the practical effects. The fighting choreography is also pretty well done. Is it a perfect movie? No, not really. Did I have fun? Yeah, definitely. Would I recommend it? Yeah, sure, it won't hurt you. Alright, Hero requested that I review the Oreos with Swedish Fish. Obviously I had to make these from scratch because they are expensive. I went everywhere, to my local grocery store, CVS, Rite Aid, Walmart, Target. None of them had them, so I had to make these from scratch. Hope these count. This is going to be disgusting. This is so weird. This is the weirdest Oreo combination I've ever had, and I've seen a lot of weird Oreo combinations, like Oreo watermelon, where it's sticking in my mouth now. That's like caramel. That was a weird combination. This just proves not everything is apple pie. Just because you take awesome cookies like Oreos and an awesome candy like Swedish Fish does not mean they're going to mix well together in a... That was confusing. I hate to see what the actual Oreo brand of that is, but God, that was not very good. Not the worst thing, but that was not very good. Oreo, stop with the weird combos, seriously. So Bear Rimshot asked me to talk about people who have been asking him to do epic battles. Yeah, I don't really think I can actually make a full thing out of this, so yeah, sorry, but I just felt I'd just mention it really quick. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed that. I definitely had a lot of fun making this one. I was finally able to clarify my thoughts on all these things that people want me to talk about. So, once again, have a Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays. I'm the Media Wiz, because 1 Art Form wasn't enough, and I will see you guys in 2017. And remember, let's make America laugh again.